Are you a sad emo boy that needs to listen to something chill while having an existential crisis, dealing with some mental health kind of issues, or you just need something to relate to? Maybe you're a fan of punk rock, indie rock, pop punk, and nu metal, as well as having a likeness to some hip hop subgenres like cloud rap and alternative hip hop. Or maybe you're just a fan of Peep and you're interested in maybe finding someone with a similar style to him. In terms of emo rap specifically, I know it gives a lot of people suffering from problems such as breakups, mental illness, and negative thoughts in general, a place where you can feel understood and use the music as a sort of therapy. Oh, and don't be expecting any Goth Boy Clique members. If I included them, this might as well have been a top 20, so you wouldn't be seeing guys like Fishnark, Wicca Phase, or Cold Heart. When I first got into the genre, in my first opinion, I used to think it was just a bunch of guys who were trying to sound similar to Lil Peep and try to capitalize on his come up. But something when you start to get into the whole subgenre is that you start to realize that they're actually all pretty much kind of different, and they have their own unique sound to them, and the cadence in their voices are just so much different than each other. Anyways, let's get into the list.
Help me figure out when it's so wrong. Hold my hand, just give me something.
The first guy we're going to talk about is a guy by the name of Smart Death. This dude has a lot of indie rock, pop punk, and rap influence. Anybody who's been following up his music would know that he used to do a lot more rappy stuff, with a lack of a better word, more generic fucking auto-tune stuff. And you can more or less kind of see some of the remnants of that in his music, giving it a Lil Tracy kind of sound. Songs I would personally recommend are Broken Record for My Broken Heart, Everything, and Love Means Death.
God's cash.
Felt like a little god king, but my little god queen knew what she wanted, but she didn't want me. Now I'm on my lonely. Now I'm on my lonely again. You were there next to me, said you always want to be right beside in my dreams.
The next guy we're going to be talking about is a guy by the name of Sad Eyes. Not really too sure about him because he's still on the come up and there isn't that much info on his background. This guy first hit my radar through YouTube Recommended, and that was with the song You Deserve Better. I first started to check out his stuff on SoundCloud, and I even followed him on Instagram. And then I started to notice his following just started to blow up. I guess it shows how the genre is being adapted. A song that I think you should check out is Don't Cry.
I had a friend reach out and tell me I've got a lot up on my plate. I told her, don't you ever worry, you got me when times are gray. She said, Nathan, I feel ugly, no one understands my pain, and my parents never listen.
Now the third guy we're going to be talking about is a guy by the name of Convolk. He pretty much combines his rock roots with a pretty nice production that can be heard on songs like Lone Wolf and Get Lost. He's been able to find his audience amongst the emo rap community, but he's also extremely versatile and makes a lot of different sounding stuff. I also enjoy the fact that he brings some Russian verses, something that's unusual in the rap genre, where we see someone bring an aspect of their culture into a track or an album. A song that I'd recommend is Something Kinda Chill, and a song that hits close to home, speaking on topics like the name suggests, anxiety.
Yeah, run me out of town, got me out of bounds. Don't forget me now, never let me out. When I come around, you just let me down. So I'll let you down, and I'll let me drown. Run me out of town, got me out of bounds. Don't forget me now, never let me out.
Now the fourth guy we're going to be talking about is a guy who I first started to hear about when he started touring as a special guest on the Overdrive tour with Oliver Francis, and then I started to notice him steadily making his way up in the music industry. Though still he's an underground artist, he does have a lot of loyal fans. He says that he has influence from rappers like Blackbear and XXXTentacion, but I could hear some indie rock and pop punk influence in there as well. Even though he has this sort of drowning sound to his voice, his production is extremely clean, and it's really easy to sit down and listen. And to be honest, it's actually kind of relaxing to listen to. My go-to songs whenever talking about this guy is always Take Away the Pain and, of course, Solitaire. the fifth guy we're gonna be talking about is a guy by the name of Shrimp. Yeah, that intro is always the fucking best. Surprisingly, when I first heard about this guy, I didn't even know he was a rapper. I found his track Doll in one of those Midwest emo mixtapes that you'll find on YouTube, so I just assumed he was a band or something like that. It was only until I looked him up and I started listening to some of his other tracks, I found out he was a rapper. In an interview that I read, I saw that he grew up on a lot of heavy and classic rock, and you could definitely hear that in his sound. Recently, I've been listening to his tracks like Sewed Shut and Laying in the Dirt on repeat. A song that I definitely recommend for the first time would be 10 Lines, and I gotta say, the guitar that plays in the background of this track really pulls you in and makes you love the instrumental so much. It would only take a special kind of trash to ruin a song like this.
On the beach sipping red wine, in the sun see the 10 lines, all alone but it's alright.
Now, the sixth guy we're going to talk about is a guy by the name of Ninetales. Now, this is a guy who, before deleting every one of his social medias, he posted that making music was putting a toll on him, worsening his mental health, so he decided to leave his music career behind. But most of his stuff is still easy to find on SoundCloud. I'm not really sure if he's ever gonna come back to music, making music, or anything like that, but it was sad at first to hear that. Being a fan, you gotta respect his decision. A song that I'd recommend from this guy is What the Fuck I'm Crying, which is pretty nice, and I was listening on repeat. Now, the seventh guy we're going to be talking about is a guy by the name of Gucci High Waters. This dude is pretty much the full package in terms of what some people are looking for in this subgenre of rap. He has pretty much everything. He first hit my radar with the album Post Death in 2017, and I noticed after he released his 19 EP in 2018, most of his social media started to blow up. A song that I would definitely recommend is a song by the name of I'm So Sick of This.
What's wrong or what's right? I'm about to take a flight, like should I say goodbye? Fuck that, I'ma hold on to my pride. Mama is a soldier so I can't afford to cry. Looking back I see the knife in my back now. Looking at life, wishing I was in the background. Looking back I see the future in the past now.
Eighth guy we're going to be talking about is a guy by the name of HK51. He's one of the smaller guys on this list, along with Shrimp. And now, before I start off saying anything about him, I gotta say, before you get upset, and I know some people are probably gonna get upset, because this dude's style sometimes more falls along the lines of cloud rap, and that's what most people know him for, especially since he states his biggest influences is Oliver Francis in terms of style, and lyrically he got most of his inspiration from emo bands like American Football, but you could still hear a lot of pop punk and emo rock influence. Songs that I would definitely recommend are Runaway, Proud, and definitely Why Do You Have to Go.
Fuck you, I'm just so mad. Got me feeling so sad. Think about the times we had. Why'd you have to leave like that? Left me all alone, in fact. I've been lonely, holding back. Chasing my eyes, looking past. Wishing that this could have last. Fuck you, I'm just so mad. Got me feeling so sad. Think about the times we had. Why'd you have to leave like that?
Now, the ninth guy we're going to be talking about is a pretty big guy. His name is Nothing Nowhere. I could definitely see him breaking through the underground soon, especially with his song Hammer that blew up. That's actually when he first hit my radar, when he released his commercial debut, Reaper, an album that has a lot of guitar-based emo rap, and I was shocked to see that the New York Times called it one of the most promising pop albums of the year.
I did it all in my own, no promo. I got fans getting tags on my logo. I remember when nobody came to my shows, but I kept on coming back like a yo-yo. Yeah, nobody at my table. Everyone I used to doubt got a day job. I just made a few stacks off a merch drop. It's about time.
Now the 10th spot goes to a guy, probably the biggest guy on this list, and a lot of hardcore Peep fans obviously know who this guy is. A little fun fact is he was actually childhood friends with Lil Peep. I've been following up his stuff for quite a while. Most people should know him from the song Look at Me Now, which is currently sitting at about 12 million views. I would honestly recommend anything from his Badlands album or his Tragedy album.
I remember that time we were sipping on wine. I could see it in your eyes, you were feeling alive. Why I tell you I was good, why the fuck would I lie? Why? I remember saying twice, baby, I shouldn't drive. I should let you hold the keys, baby, take them aside. If you taking my advice, maybe then you survive. Yeah.
Now, before I end off this video, I just wanted to leave you with one last thing, which is if you came here to find an artist that is exactly like Peep, I'm sorry to break it to you, but just like every single other one of these artists or any other artist in any genre, he was one of a kind. This video is simply to list some people with similar styles, and I hope you realize that these are actually some quality artists and they're putting out some really great stuff. I really hope these guys can continue to fucking grow. I'll be leaving their links to their SoundCloud in the description below. If you feel as though I'll miss some people, or if I should even do another one of these kind of videos, then leave some recommendations down below. I'll listen to some of them if I haven't listened to them already. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Leave a like, subscribe if you wanna, and peace.
So MIA, can't feel much lately.